Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. We are on Victor Frankenstein's path, and we are in the palace, and have discovered some very unfortunate revelations. And even though the Queen thinks she's doing what's best for the country, it's a terrible, terrible thing, and we are not going to go along with her. So, you just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I'm sorry, Victoria. I can't do as you ask either. If Victor says he can save me, I'm going to trust him. I've realized that my happiness depends on staying by his side and supporting him. No matter what anyone says, I can't go with you. I take a step away from the Queen.
Cardia, thank you for believing in me. I'm going to save you, I promise.
I know. You're the most reliable person I know.
Very well, I understand how you feel. I didn't want to resort to using force, but I suppose I have no choice. I'll have to have you confined until you reconsider. I'm sorry, but we don't intend to get caught again. Easier said than done. How do you intend to extricate yourselves from the situation you're in right now?
I can sense the soldiers around us tightening their grips on their weapons, as if anticipating Victoria's orders. Victor doesn't respond to her question, and remains still, simply observing the room.
Leonhardt, command your men to fire. Aim for their legs.
Her voice is cold. It's obvious that she decided that we are her enemy. However...
What's the matter, Leonhardt?
A fleeting expression of doubt crosses Leonhardt's face.
Cardia, close your eyes.
Seizing the opportunity, Victor rips a button from his coat and dashes it to the floor. A mind-numbingly high-pitched noise and an intense light fill the throne room.
Do not let them escape! You must capture them!
Although Victoria's command is loud and clear, the soldiers suffer the brunt of the flash and are in no condition to act.
Cardia, run!
Victor takes my hand and starts running. I have to run at full speed so I can keep up with him.
Cardia, can you keep running?
Yes, I'm fine. We evade our pursuers and exit the palace. Now, as long as we can escape the palace grounds, we can lose them in the London crowds. Or so we thought.
There they are! Capture them! We won't let you get away, Victor Frankenstein!
There are already many soldiers gathered in the courtyard. Victor pulls me close and looks around us. There's no place for us to run.
It's fine. We've got backup.
Victor looks up at the night sky as he whispers this to me, cutting through the darkness.
Cardia! Victor! We're here to rescue you!
The Ornithopter approaches, piloted by Impy.
Ugh, it's more of them. Ignore them for now. Our priority is to capture the target. No, can do. You are not going to ignore us.
Lupin pops his head out from the edge of the Ornithopter and drops several small orbs down on the soldiers.
Grenades! Fall back, men! Fall back!
The soldiers run off in panic, and a colorful array of fireworks goes off.
Ha! How do you like that? Look at them running scared. You think you're so smart? Everyone, prepare to fire!
As the soldiers take aim, the Ornithopter dives, then levels out low to the ground, still going quite fast.
Out of my way!
Trailing smoke, it zooms through the crowd of soldiers.
A blinding trick! I can't see! Where'd they go? We can't thank Impy and Lupin enough. Now let's get out of here.
I nod vigorously in agreement. We run and run, and we finally escape, reaching a place that seems safe.
We managed to get away.
He must be tired from running at full speed. Victor leans against the wall with a smile, watching me.
You never cease to amaze me. You weren't short of breath at all after all that running.
That's right. I suppose my body is definitely designed to be unique.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to come across like you weren't human or something.
Don't worry, I know what you meant. We take a break for several minutes so he can catch his breath. Afterwards, Victor turns back to me.
You're probably very confused right now. So many truths were revealed to you at once.
Yes, I feel like my head's going to explode.
I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was only being selfish by hiding the truth from you, thinking that it was my decision to avoid causing you any pain.
Victor looks serious. For some reason, I can't look him in the face and stare at the pocket watch instead. There is only one hand, and it is just past. When the hand reaches 0 is when I become a monster. I wonder if that's true. Maybe it's best for everyone if I go someplace where I can't hurt any people and stay in hiding. It's just an idea that pops into my head. But
I won't let you. I'd never let you do that.
he gently but firmly takes my hands, as if to say that he would never let go.
You saved me so many times. Even though I hadn't told you anything, you've always been concerned about my well-being. You said I was important to you. There's no way I could leave someone like that to fend for herself. I'm not going to let you turn into a deadly monster. I promise.
I feel Victor's grip on my hands tighten.
You're a kind-hearted girl. I'll never allow you to become a monster.
The sincerity in his words drills straight into my heart, along with his earnest gaze. Touched by his sincerity, I find myself thinking, reaffirming, "Ah, this man is so precious to me. That's what I feel right now." Victor gently releases me.
And saving you is my way to atone.
Atone for what?
Let's get back to our hideout. I'll tell you everything. No more secrets.
All right, tell me everything. We smile at each other, and then... Oh no! Why now? My chest. The horologium burns with an excruciating heat.
Cardia!
I can't speak and fall to the ground.
Cardia! What's the matter? Cardia!
I hear Victor's voice from a distance. Unable to respond, I feel my consciousness drift into the depths of darkness. Chapter 11. The Alchemist's Secret. I'm dreaming. Elaine, how about this? Oh, that's no good. They're similar, but that one is poisonous. Oh, so we can't eat it. You're welcome to give it a try if you don't mind an upset stomach. Cardia! Mama! Look, look! I turn around and see Eddie wearing a crown of flowers, laughing in the light coming through the trees. Now we're heading back home after helping Elaine with her work. Once we're back, I'm going to show her my knitting. Elaine had taught me how to do it, and I've been practicing during the night. They're both going to be surprised. What is it? Why are you smiling? It's nothing. I'll tell you later. Oh, I wonder what it could be. I can't wait. I nod to her as Eddie runs towards us, waving. Ah, I'm so happy. I want to live like this forever. Forever and ever. 9 hours remaining. I look up at a plain ceiling. I can't quite figure out how I got here. I was in the forest with Elaine and Eddie just a moment ago. Oh right, that was a dream. When I say it out loud, the happy feeling I had fades away. The pocket watch by the bed catches my eye, and I pick it up. The hand is pointing at the number 9, meaning that I've wasted over 20 hours since I fainted. 9 more hours. In 9 hours, I'm going to become a true monster. And yet... It's all too sudden for me to process, and I can't seem to take it seriously. Where is everyone? I'm in a daze and can't collect my thoughts.
Guardia? Oh good, you're awake.
Victor appears at just the right moment. It's immediately apparent from the look on his face just how worried he had been about me.
How do you feel? Does anything feel strange?
No, I'm fine, but,
What is it?
I feel the weight of the pocket watch in my hand and silently bow my head towards him. I'm so sorry for sleeping for such a long time. I should be helping more. Victor smiles as if I'd said something funny.
What are you talking about? You were so unwell that you passed out. It's not something to feel guilty about. Oh, while you were asleep, we tried searching for the Zicterium.
Shouldn't he be searching for a cure, not the Zicterium? Or is the Zicterium going to help? He gently sits down beside me, his face close to mine.
We found some useful information in the process.
Information? What is it?
Back when I was working on the development of the Philosopher's Stone, there was someone involved in the project who wasn't directly related to its development. We've been able to track this person down. It might not be a straight lead to the Zicterium itself, but it's still a clue. There's always the possibility that it might lead to something. The others who are out right now are heading there.
Victor balls his hand into fists. When he next speaks, it sounds more as if he is talking to himself than to me.
I'm going to get the Zicterium before the government does, no matter what the cost. If we can just get rid of it, it will put an end to Victoria's plan.
Victor... He must be gripping his fist extremely tightly. It looks like his nails are digging into his flesh, but he hides his hands from my view.
And regarding your poison, I'm sorry that I haven't made any breakthroughs that would allow me to deactivate it.
I see.
But I'm so close. I've been trying to do something about it for a while now, ever since I met you. I've been applying all the knowledge I have. I know I'm so close to finding a cure.
Victor looks down, his eyes filled with frustration and rage. He's telling the truth. He probably has been trying to find a way to help me all this time. I can tell how hard he has been working just by taking one glance at him. Thank you. I whisper my appreciation. But I wonder, when he hears me say this, his expression turns to one of pain.
I'd do anything for you. I want to save you, even if I'd have to give my life in exchange.
He says this, almost like it's a warning to himself. It's as if he is telling himself that he must be prepared to die for my sake. His eyes are kind as he says this, though. Why? Why would you sacrifice so much for me?
What?
I'm not even human. I'm a monster created to spread deadly poison. Everyone should be revolted by my very existence. I deserve to be chased away wherever I go. My life isn't worth yours. My voice is barely above a whisper, but it is filled with genuine emotion. My words could have been taken as a rejection, but Victor gently smiles at me.
I told you before, you're not a monster. You're a normal girl, and you deserve happiness each and every day. And I don't want to lose you. I want to save you, and only you.
His words are serious. If I really do become an uncontrollable creature, That would probably mean I would drag him to his death without any hesitation. I'm going to take this kindness that he's showing me and completely shatter it. We have to say, don't be so kind to me. Victor, stop treating me so kindly. I'm going to turn into a real monster soon. If that happens, whatever we have between us will be over. It'll probably be less painful for both of us if we don't have as many memories to look back on, so...
No, I'm going to stay with you.
Why? It's going to get you killed. I couldn't bear that. Victor's death. Just thinking about the concept makes my mind go numb. But he takes my hand and says with a quiet determination,
It's not that I'm not afraid of death. What I'm really afraid of is running away from you. I don't want to scream and cry and leave you behind without fighting or putting up any kind of resistance. I don't want to be like that anymore.
My chest grows tight. Victor's kindness is almost painful.
It's my fault Cardio was created.
The words that I saw so clearly in that book won't leave my head. What am I to Victor? Am I the only one who thinks of him as a friend or even something more? I gathered from his conversation with Queen Victoria that Victor is not my father. Then why would he write something like "it's my fault" in his book?
Because he created Zicterium, and the Horologium is made from Zicterium, right?
What must be going through his head when he looks at me now? Soon, I won't be me any longer. My restlessness and anxiety are causing me to become more and more negative.
Cardia, what's the matter? Do you feel unwell?
I shake my head, then make up my mind. Victor, there's one thing I need to apologize to you for.
Apologize?
When you left St. Germain's mansion, I searched your room, trying to figure out where you went, and I found your journal there.
Journal? Oh, you didn't...
I did. I looked through it, and you wrote that it's your fault that I was created. I need to know what it means. I need answers. Victor can tell what I'm asking without me having to say it. He falls silent, averting his eyes from mine. If I'm going to lose myself in 9 hours, I want to know. I may never again have the opportunity to find out. Tell me, Victor. I want to know about you. I don't care if it's something I won't like hearing. I just want to know. I want my thoughts to be of you until the very end.
Cardia.
The soft sound of the clock ticking fills the small room. Victor. I see him struggle. Whether to speak or hold his silence, he wrestles with indecision for a moment. Then he heaves a long, deep sigh, as if he's coming to a difficult decision.
I try to keep my writings in that journal limited only to the subjects of my research. It's not very scientific to add your own emotions, and technically, it's unnecessary when you're only keeping records. But I couldn't help but write that. It's like I was able to shout and release all the thoughts I couldn't share.
Victor forces a wry smile, as if laughing at himself.
Every time, I think about ripping those pages out, throwing them away, but I always leave them.
I'm sorry for reading your journal, but I was worried about you.
I know. It's all right.
Our eyes meet, and eventually he gives me a slight nod.
I'll tell you everything, even if that means you might despise me for it. But I don't care. I deserve that after what I've done.
I'd never despise you. I've been watching you with my own eyes. You're important to me. He smiles in response, then looks up at the ceiling, searching for the right words.
I'm not sure where to start.
He looks down at the floor, then back up at me.
I don't think I can explain it properly. Is that all right?
I don't mind. His lips begin to weave his story, hesitantly at first, but slowly picking up speed. It's the story of his life until this very day. He shares his story with me, filled with guilt and regret.
I'm originally Swiss by birth. I came to Britain wanting to become an alchemist, and was lucky to have my wish granted of entering the Royal Society. There, of course, I studied alchemy and carried out research. I made deductions based on past data, experimented, and considered the results. I was completely captivated by the new modern form of alchemy based on the scientific method. We found treatments for diseases that were thought incurable and created new forms of material that could benefit society. It felt almost like magic. I lived every day completely absorbed in my work. It was a fulfilling time. Then one day, a paper of mine was highly regarded, and I was given the position of lead researcher on a huge project backed by the government. That was the plan to recreate the Philosopher's Stone. It could change base metals into gold, extend one's lifespan into immortality, and even create new souls. An unparalleled feat that no alchemist throughout history has been able to accomplish. I was chosen to be the one responsible for making it a reality. Obviously, it was a great honor. That's what I thought at the time. My research might lead to improving the lives of many people. It might be the first step to achieving a new world. I accepted the assignment with enthusiasm. I moved forward with the research, taking advantage of mass funding, and was determined to succeed. But in the end, I wasn't able to create the Philosopher's Stone. The only thing I did create was a process that resulted in a useless deadly toxin, just Zicterium. I was held responsible for the failed research project and had to leave the Royal Society. When things were at their worst for me, Isaac, your father, took me in. He told me that my talents were second to none. He put in a good word for me and got me a new job as the government's head alchemist. I was thrilled. I didn't know anything at the time. No, maybe I simply didn't want to know. There's still more I can do to contribute, and I'll do whatever it takes to deliver results that could help someone. That's what was going through my head. So I devoted myself to research. My task was to research Zicterium, and my job was to break down and analyze the poison. This was something that Isaac had directly suggested that I do. The data extracted from such studies could benefit future research. Now is the time for perseverance, he told me. It made me happy. I was so sure that everyone had abandoned me. He said that he had the support of Queen Victoria as well, and meeting with him was so encouraging. I was so proud to be doing something again. I didn't even know what my research was really going towards. When the war with the vampires broke out, I heard through rumor what the planned purpose of the Zicterium I created was going to be used for. A weapon. I couldn't believe my ears. At first I couldn't accept it. I approached the Queen right away. Using Zicterium as a weapon would cause irreparable losses and take an enormous number of lives. She met with me, and after listening to everything I had to say, she said that she would accept my recommendation. But she still wanted me to continue my research on Zicterium. She believed the research would lead to a new path for humanity. That's what she said. And I believed her. I was such a fool. All I thought about was my research, and I knew nothing of the workings of the world. When I found out that Zicterium was to be put into use for war, I was dumbfounded and furious. I was angry at Isaac, Victoria, the government, and most of all myself for being so ignorant and foolish as to believe them. I had let them deceive me so easily into creating a murder weapon for them. I used my credentials as the lead researcher to rush to where the weapon was going to be used. I thought that there was still a chance for me to put a stop to it, but it was too late. What I saw there was hell. Mothers protecting their children, children clinging to their parents, men and women, children and adults. It didn't matter who they were all equally dead. Their faces and grimaces of agony, lying helplessly on the ground. What is this? How stupid could I have been? What was I thinking, being so proud to be part of this research? Research to help humanity? Is that what this is? This isn't what I wanted to do. Not at all. No. I didn't want this. It's not my fault. The words spill from my mind, as unstoppable as a flood. My eyes turn to a body lying before me, and our eyes meet. I felt like he was calling out to me for help. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This isn't... I ran from it all. I might have tried to stop Sectarium from being used as a weapon again, or demanded responsibility from the Queen. I could have fought. I could have done something, anything. But I was too afraid. I ran. I was just trembling, unable to face what I had done. Sectarium continued to play a large role during the Vampire War, and many vampires fell to that deadly poison. Many lives were lost because my research was abused. After a while, I found out that the government was storing copious amounts of Sectarium, preparing for some kind of contingency. They're going to use it for murder again someday. That's when I came to a decision. I decided that I would rid the world of any Sectarium that remains in this world with my own two hands. I made that my mission. I heard, though only through rumor, that Isaac was experimenting with homunculi. He looks down now as he speaks. That's why I met you. I saw the horologium in your chest. I made the connection right away. The horologium would never have existed if it hadn't been for Sectarium. That's why. That's why there's poison in you. And that poison will become terribly powerful in a mere 9 hours. All that pain you suffered up till now, and all the pain you'll suffer for the rest of your life. It's all my fault. Victor's voice and hands are both shaking. My intention wasn't to save you, it was to save myself. By curing you, I wanted to escape from the crimes of my past. He looks at me with wavering eyes, barely able to contain the intensity of his emotions. I'm a despicable coward. And here I say thank you, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be alive. Thank you, Victor. Huh? I haven't done anything to deserve your thanks. My evil experiments were being used to create the poison within you. Why would you thank me? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I'm alive because you created Sectarium. That's a fact that can't be denied. I'm so happy that I've had the life I've lived up to today. I'm happy to have met you and spent time with you. Your research did create a terrible weapon, but still, it's thanks to you that I'm even alive. Cardia. So, thank you, Victor. Victor trembles. I continue to embrace him, wrapping him up, trembles and all. Thank you, Cardia. Victor had probably been hating himself this whole time. He ran away once, and ever since then, he's continued to face his past mistakes. He was hurt and has suffered, but he's still trying to take a stand against it all, once again. Then I want to stay by his side. He gave me a chance at life, this kind and timid, yet utterly courageous person. I'm going to fight it until the end. Then, I don't know how much time has passed. Victor pulls himself away from me and looks at me with determination in his eyes. I'll say it again, Cardia. I'll save you no matter what. He grips my hand firmly. I wonder when it was that you became so precious to me. I feel like whatever I've been looking for ever since I ran away 2 years ago is within you. I won't let them get away with terrorism. I'm going to get that poison out of you. I'll find a way.
Victor's eyes gleam with conviction and a strong desire to make amends for his past. So strong that he wouldn't think twice about sacrificing his life to get what he wants. Victor, I feel that it's a very, very sad thing. Victor's held captive by his guilt. And what's worse, he wants to be held captive by it and continue to suffer. "8 hours remaining." And this is where we're going to go ahead and end this video and pick up in the next one with our last 8 hours of life, or last 8 hours that we can be amongst people anyway. And hope to see you in some of those future videos. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.